Good people.
Fam. You know what it is.
If you don't know what it is by now, you slipping.
Man.
Shout out to the sponsors, DrumTrax app.
Because you know what it is.
Everything's on the app. Everything's over there. So all lessons, all workouts,
we're predicting. We believe that by this time
it will be over there, but depending on when you watch this video, okay?
That part,
it'll be there.
All the technology stuff that has to happen to make that happen is happening right now.
Okay,
my God.
So
today.
no new videos, anything going on the Drum Coaches side. Everything on the app side. So on social media, follow us on DrumTrax app.
Yes, sir.
Instagram, Facebook. You have a Twitter?
Nah. Should I get one?
Nah, no, we tried that.
I mean, it's a long. Did we really try it though?
It's another full-time job.
It's a lot.
It's too much.
It's a lot.
Well, our cameraman, B, you want to do it for the price of free $99? Run the Twitter account. Okay, well then there goes your answer. Well, follow us. Follow the app on IG.
Yes.
You already subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Hit
and if you're not subscribed, Brody, like I'm sick of y'all watching the videos and not
hit
subscribing.
Hit the post notification button.
You know what it is. No, I'm playing. It's
why sheds are important.
Why are they important? You all right, bro?
Are you okay?
I'm good. 100%.
Sheds.
Solid.
Why sheds are important? Because you know sheds do get demonized, and we've touched on this subject on a few podcasts.
A little bits here and there.
Bits and pieces here and there. But sheds are vitally important for people who, I would say, who are looking for inspiration. You can be inspired quickly when you show up to a shed. Also,
why'd your quickly sound like it had a W in it, bro?
Quickly. like Stewie from Family Guy. Cool Whip.
I'm like, what?
So quickly.
As soon as you said that, I stopped thinking about anything else you were saying and was like, why did that have a W? Okay.
So also what it does, it can help you become more creative with ideas that you can physically play, but you don't think to play until you see someone else do it in the shed. You also increase at a much faster rate. I mean, it's just like going to the gym. You can get some good work in
but
by yourself, but you got somebody there.
There's so many things to be said, right? Because I can go on and on about the benefits too. But one thing that I'm really curious about, bro, why do you think the shed became demonized? Like, why? What happened
because musicians out there, drummers,
well,
preferably the right wing Republicans of drumming, they don't know how to play drum fills. And when it comes to playing drum fills and drum solos,
the right wing Republicans of drumming. And
yes.
So is there a far right as well?
The far, yeah, the conservatives, you know what I mean, of drumming community. They got hell bent on playing a basic rock groove because their favorite band,
boom boom ha, boom ha, boom boom ha,
and he's a legend, bro. He played with Guns N' Roses, bro. He's a legend. Okay, family.
You have just offended.
Listen, and I hope I did. I hope I offended every last one of you, mother. Because, bruh, you ain't gonna keep demonizing things that you can't do.
Come on,
and get away with it. Like we're not gonna speak up.
Come on,
we gonna speak up, family. Listen, you can't do it. It's like when you remember the NBA back in the was it the 60s or the 70s when they banned dunking. Because the black players was dunking all over the white players. They was like, oh, no, we're going to make that illegal. You have to lay the ball up. Like, family, you're just mad because you can't jump as high.
Right.
And that is what it is. You can't play drum fills as fast.
Christ.
You're not as creative. It's what it is. And I want you to show this to everybody who you think will be offended. You tell them Stick said it. I said it. Drum coach somebody said right here on this podcast, them cats are trash.
Wow.
All of them.
Wow. Well, so that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. You can't do it. So the first thing you do is let me demonize this so I can feel better about myself. You're insecure, Brody.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You're insecure.
Some of the complaints that I saw about it too, when this demonization of shedding started back in the day, because I feel like it started around the time YouTube started, like when the YouTube drumming thing began to take off. And this was after Gospel Chops, which was a showcase of what sheds look like. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even a circus. I remember because that's what they'll make it seem like it's just a circus. Like they're just, these guys are just in here just, blah. But there was order to it. You had Jeremy Haynes in there actually moderating the shed. Mm-hmm. Shed Sessions Volume 2 was super dope. I mean, for me, I was introduced to a bunch of musicians that I didn't know existed. And it was like amazing, inspiring stuff to this very day.
And the music was structured.
And but there's structure to the shed. If you don't understand what's going on, that's just, you don't understand, right?
That part.
But one of the things that was always said was like, oh, it's just this circus, this unorganized thing, the competition in it, and you just I believe that people just didn't have tough skin, right? Because like we grew up playing in church, and it wasn't even a shed. It was just, if you're off beat, you're getting raised up.
Period.
But that type of thing is what you use to actually help get you better. And the thing about the competition aspect of it, it's there. You feel me? Like, it's not that it's not there. It's there, but it's needed. Just like in the real world of business or anything else, a little competition actually makes you better. Because if you don't get better, your competition is going to take your market share.
You better talk that
and
talk.
So if we're in drums and there's a little competition, it's a little friendly competition. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's actually encouraged because it helps you get better. And it doesn't mean you think less of a person or you think that a person doesn't have any value. It's just, yo, you are in here not playing good today. Next time you come, you don't want to be that guy. So what happens? The only way to not be that guy is to get better.
You have to practice.
You have to. Or else you're going to risk being embarrassed.
And that competition is a sense of inspiration because you are inspired to not be trash at the next shed. So it's like, hey, I got to do whatever it is I got to do to make sure that when I show up, I'm not the last man standing because I'm losing.
Right, and it builds also a sense of pride in what you worked for because these drummers are still working to get better.
True.
And you are inspired by the people that you are playing with. They're doing stuff that you didn't think to do, maybe even some things that you could do, but you just didn't think to do it. Or they may be doing things that you didn't think to do that you can't do, but now you have something to be inspired by and aspire to. Like, all of that matters. You feel what I'm saying?
I would say this. Every person that I know that can really shed really good, really well, those people can also play all of the pocket in the world really well. Yeah. All of those gigs where you're like, oh, this guy's a legend. These shedders can do everything that those people are doing. But if you flip it around and you throw those legends in the middle of a shed or in a different type of setting where it ain't just boom, ha, boom, boom, ah. Throw them on a 7/8 song or a song in 5/8 or some type of jazz song, anything outside of that genre, and they're pretty much stuck.
Right.
Sounds terrible.
I've heard of drum teachers saying, hey, well, I'm going to teach you this cool lick. It's not nothing that you actually need to learn to play drums. But and that may be very true. Like, you may not necessarily need to learn that drum or they'll be like, you don't need to be fast to be a good drummer, or you don't need to be able to. The reason why I counter that is because the idea, and this is where the shed comes in. The idea is this: music is art. Art is about creativity. To tell somebody what colors they don't need to paint with is ridiculous. I think you show all of the colors and you let the artist play with all of them and choose what colors he likes to paint with. Now, if that artist is being commissioned or paid to paint a canvas that only has red circles, then he'll do that because that's what he's getting paid to do. And you're saying that all the musicians you know who like to use a lot of colors can also draw red circles really well.
Really well.
Really well.
Both. Matter of fact, painting with all the colors made it easier for them to draw those red circles.
Right.
Really well. Like you said, where it's like, all I have to do is this. I'm used to doing ba, 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 ba. Well, you just made my job a whole lot easier.
Right.
Because I'm used to doing so much. Now, when I simplify it, it's like, oh, I can do this in my sleep.
Right. But the problem comes in when you they demonize chops and all these things, but it shouldn't be demonized. Creativity is an awesome thing. Innovation is an awesome thing.
Listen, okay, see, we was beating around the bush, man. I'm gonna tell you about the elephant in the room. It wasn't demonized until black people started playing gospel chops.
Well, talk about it.
When the DVD came out, you saw a bunch of black drummers killing, murdering. Then all of a sudden, it was a problem. They didn't say nothing on the YouTube video with Vinny Caluta, who was murdering. Okay, let's be clear here. Murdering. Dave Weckl and Steve Gadd shedding. They didn't say nothing when you watch a bunch of these Buddy Rich videos, and he's Gene Krupa literally shedding during like their solos. I mean, Buddy Rich would be on the snare for like 10 minutes.
He will.
Just
he will.
Legend. Then, which I'm not saying he's not a legend.
Right.
But when Gospel Chopped, when the DVD came out, and like you said, the YouTube era, and they started to show not just from the DVD, but other drummers in their local cities putting up a camera, and just like we all shedding, mainly black drummers, all of a sudden we got to demonize. It's out of order. It's too much chaos. They're just playing a bunch of notes. That's not how you keep the gig. That's not how you get the gig. Pocket pays the bills.
And the thing that like literally just makes me want to smash my head against a brick wall when I hear people saying that, it's because I realize, number one, I'm talking to a brick wall. Number two, it has nothing to do, like, when anybody ever talks about pocket paying the bills and learning chops, they're two mutually exclusive conversations, because both are true. Pocket does pay the bills depending on the gig that you're playing, depending on the gig that you're playing, depending on the gig that you're playing.
Hey, we did a whole podcast
on that about making sure you say things with context. However, we forget the actual legitimate history behind the shed. This is how the most creative music in American history was made. I read the Miles Davis biography, or the autobiography, but I don't think it was written by Miles Davis, but it was written in his voice and his tone.
Yep.
But I read the book, and when he tells the stories about how he was around when bebop was being created, because you got to remember, it didn't always exist. There was jazz that was happening, but bebop was something that happened, that was created. There were musicians who weren't just playing in clubs. Yes, they were playing in clubs, but they were also shedding together. I remember in the book where he was asking Bird about, like, yo, how are you coming up with these chops? What is that? And they would shed. Bird and Dizzy would play. Like, that's what they did.
That's why he dropped out of Juilliard. He said, I'll just go over here. Like, I can just sit under these guys.
Yes. What am I going to do? Learn from these guys, or these guys who are actually over here doing what excites him? You see what I'm saying? And so my point is, the shed is not anything new. It has historical value. It's a tradition. And it's like a mastermind, yo. It's like a mastermind. You hear about this in like business talk today, right? Where you have masterminds where more than one person, it's a group of people who come together and they share their ideas and they hold each other accountable and they grow their businesses together in these mastermind groups. That's what the shed is on the drums.
It's quiet in this place.
It's literally drummers coming together, shedding, holding each other accountable by saying, bro, you're not landing on the one.
Bruh. That's a real thing.
You're not landing on the one. You're doing all of these licks, but bro, you keep missing the one. Stop doing that.
It's a real thing.
And it's needed, because you're going to think you're landing on it. Because listen, we've done lessons online, right? We've seen people attempt to play our lessons. It ain't always what we taught.
Bro, it's like
in a shed situation, you're like, bruh, that ain't it.
Look, it happens to the best of us. Depending on when you see this video, we did a quick workout with Eric.
Yeah.
And I was playing something wrong, and Eric stopped, like, yo, you don't hear that? Like, yo, no, fam. And he was serious, like, yo, you're off. You're playing triplets.
We're supposed to be playing it straight.
Supposed to be playing it straight. So either 16ths or 30-second notes for those of you who are out there.
And if to the untrained eye, you would actually think that he was roasting Star. Like, he was roasting you.
If you're not familiar with the culture.
The culture and the relationship that we have.
That part.
So you would think that he was like literally upset and trying to bash or talk down to, like, no, that's not what it's about. It was, we were doing something. We were doing a workout. We were supposed to be playing one thing. It wasn't happening right. See, but now that he has allowed or brought it to our attention and we were able to hear what he was actually talking about, now we can get better. So you should actually be grateful for those type of things, because you may not even have recognized that you were missing the one, or that you were playing triplets when it was supposed to be straight, because you're playing triplets because you're actually not fast enough to play this straight. So let's slow it down type thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that you get when you're... One more example, and I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast.
One more. Getting ready to close.
Because listen, I feel my help. My God. Yeah, coming on. So...
Hey, the keyboard's on. Cameraman, put him in F sharp. Put him in F sharp.
But one last example, man. Like, they say, if you want to know about yourself, look at the people that you're around, right? For example, I started going to the gym a while back because I was like, yo, I'm gaining too much weight. So I started going to the gym and I was doing good, but then I met a group of guys and some of them were very strong, much stronger than me. Like, he'd been in the gym for years. I start working out with him just because of the simple proximity of working out with this person. I have become more strong than I have ever been. I'm lifting more weight than I've ever been able to lift when I go to the gym. And it's because of who I'm around. If I was working out by myself, could I have possibly gotten that strong? It's very possible. You can. But the likelihood of it goes up much higher when you're with other people who are stronger than you. And that's where the shed, that's all I'm saying. That's where it comes into play.
You know, it's what's funny about when they demonize chops and shedding and playing too much is too chaotic. The numbers say the opposite. So when you go on Instagram, the videos who have really the most views,
sheds.
It's really sheds and
chops.
Drummers who are chopping. And the pocket videos, there are some people on Instagram who just play pocket and they do get a lot of hits. But for the people who play the chops,
that's the exception and not the rule, right?
Yeah, that's the exception, not the rule. Because the people who play the chops is like, yo, the chop videos, they skyrocket. The pocket videos are like, okay, what's next? Like scroll right past it.
Right. So maybe that means that it's been demonized, but really, it's what you want to see.
Come on, now.
Secretly, it's
Talk
really
about it.
It's what you want.
I mean, honestly, it's like those people that demonize those those other websites. You know what I mean? They church folk. Church folk will tell you. It's quiet. Preachers will tell you.
Definitely quiet.
You don't need to be on the internet looking at those sites. But lo and behold, your own bishop. Your own reverends, your own
deacons.
pastors, your own deacons, brother. Baby, brother. When I tell you, they know what Cherokee is, who Cherokee is, and they ain't talking about the Indian tribe, the Native American tribe. I'm sorry, 1,000 apologies, but they know who Cherokee is, and they know who Sasha Gray is. And
wow, bro,
listen,
bro, what is going on?
The homie told me these names. I don't know them for myself. Pinky, all that. I don't know, but I know someone else told me about him, and he was from church.
Bro, you need to
see
come
what
get
I'm
this
saying?
guy.
So they demonize it.
Come get him. Come get him. He needs help. I think there's some oil, some anointing oil over there behind the cymbal. Maybe it's the cymbal cleaner. I don't know, but we can use it.
That's a good note to end on. Good people.
Good people. We done. Listen, go get your sticks. Go find some
here.
friends and shed. Yo, hashtag all the way through. Hashtag my God on today. Hashtag stay away from them other websites.
The most shot. Glory. My God on today. You know what it is.
So anyway, y'all know
that's
what it is, man. We'll catch y'all on the next podcast. Peace.